Well, hello, James.
Oh,
Hello,
hello,
Jane.
Steve. Hello, Pauline. You all right?
Yep, how are you? Nice to see you
Good.
after dark,
After dark,
but of course daylight.
indeed. You've got a very, very nice sign behind you. I don't have a sign, unfortunately. I've instead got whatever this is. So hopefully the internet
Your
holds in
sign might be a promise or something like that.
Yeah,
Mm.
Yes, you're radiating a magnetic field there, aren't you? Magnetic field of Sheldrakean influence around the globe.
apparently and unfortunately, I'll try and control it.
Yes, it tends to reach us first, doesn't it?
Yes, yes, we've had
Mm.
visitations again,
We have.
all sorts of electrical phenomenon going crazy.
Nothing works here, does it
No,
now?
nothing.
No.
Well, some things do.
Apart
Electrical
from
things don't.
apart from your sign seems to be holding, which means that that is a sign in and of itself. I think that we're
Yes.
do we're doing the right thing. I'm wondering though, because if people in our previous videos who've been sort of paying attention from the audience, I'm sure will have noticed that sign
Mm.
behind you. And obviously, After Dark is your guys' vision. You've been thinking on this and sort of
Yeah,
making this for
yeah.
quite a while.
It goes back to the 80s, really, doesn't it?
It
When there
does. The name
was,
does.
the
Yeah.
name goes back. We were pretty much inspired, really. It stayed with us by a show that used to be on TV in the UK
Mm.
called After Dark. And one of the episodes was Freud 50 years on after his death, which was 1989. So that shows how far back it goes. We've still got it on VHS somewhere. Um, and it had an ambience about it where people were prepared to lower the normal tension of consciousness, of their everyday work, of their personality and boundaries and what have you. All appropriate, of course, but still lowered a bit more. So the engagement could be deep and more honest, if you like. Not that we are ever other than that in respect of how we present ourselves and our ideas, but that lowering of consciousness also goes back to Pierre Janet and the idea that things can come forward when we induce an altered state of consciousness in ourselves. And I think that's important to get
Mm.
some things across.
Mm.
Obviously, our main channel, largely thanks to your effort with respect to the graphics and the narrations that you do, pitch at a very, very high level. And we think that's great. But if we can move into a more conversational kind of exchange between ourselves, that would be good.
Mm.
And of course, we'd like to bring guests on, and we're going to
Yes, we've
have,
got some lined up, haven't we?
yeah,
Mm.
the current Olympic gold medalist and current world champion, Cameron McAvoy, um, who we know well, and you know him well, James, too. He's on our Discord server. Um, and he's an extremely intelligent guy, very accomplished in so many fields. But he's agreed to come on and talk about how the model, psychosystems analysis, our model, our version of Jungian psychology, helped him achieve his victory at the World Championships in Tokyo. And then last year, Paris Olympics, where he got the gold medal as well. And that I think will be very interesting for our audience. So we'll be bringing other guest speakers on too. Another one we've got lined up is Krigl Glansman, who is the driving creative force, writer, and lead male singer in the Swiss folk metal band Elvati. And again, we know Krigl very, very well,
Mm.
and we've been involved in film projects with him, many creative projects, but he has such a natural feeling for what Jungians would call the collective unconscious. He really lives it. He lives it out properly, and his creativity comes through. He's an incredible guy, and he'll be talking about what it's like to be in a metal band touring the world, but also in the specifics of his creativity to do with where he writes from, how he feels into his music and produces what he does.
Mm.
And hopefully he'll talk about the movie scripts and projects as well that we've been involved in with him. And now that COVID's gone and looks like woke is receding, there's every good chance that these films will pick up again because Krigl will be in them. He will act in them. He's earmarked, for example, to play the Green Man, Viridius, the ancient Celtic deity of life, rebirth, and regeneration. And he'll bring everything that he has within him into that role. And we know he will do really well on it. And then there are some academics and therapists from other schools as well that we've got lined up to come on and talk. But For now, it's just us. I'm so sorry about that, in case anybody's fed up of hearing me speaking in particular.
Well, one of the reasons I think we're doing this too, Steve, and we've said it between ourselves, is that the conversations don't stop, do they? When we finish filming for JTLB, and some of our best conversations, certainly between ourselves, happen late at night, typically. Sometimes they're after dark, sometimes in the early hours of the morning.
Yeah, 3 a.m.
And then it's like, well, yes, I mean, that was all very good and stimulating and interesting, but it would have been nice maybe had we filmed some of it and shared it with our audience and with James as well. So this is how we live our lives. It's how we've always lived them.
Yeah.
And so I was just saying earlier, JTLB is a bit like the writing through a stick of rock, isn't it? It goes all the way through and down, and it's just an integral part of our lives. So we thought, well, why not bring some of the conversations that happen literally after dark into this domain and share them with other people. And if it's more conversational, slightly less technical, then it may well have a broader appeal as well, because I think that's important, because we've no desire, obviously, to exclude anyone by being too theoretical, but the theory is important, but there are different ways of coming at this, aren't there?
There are.
And oftentimes when we have conversations in the evening, they're of a more relaxed nature.
Yes.
And we just move around and between ideas, and interesting things sometimes come out of that.
Yeah, and James has shared this journey.
Yes, he has.
He's been through a hell of a lot in the 5 years, just over 5 years that he's been connected with us. And I'm sorry about that, James. You've been dragged through all sorts of muddy fields of the psyche, haven't you? And tar pits and God knows what else. But you have a journey to share with people as well, which I'm sure so many people want to hear about your experiences and how you feel having gone on this journey yourself. We put all of that together, then the After Dark side of what we do will complement what we do on our main channel. And that will help get an awful lot, we hope, of information across to people. And we could, of course, take questions too.
Yeah, that's true.
From viewers.
Yes, that would be good.
That we can introduce. So, James, what do you think after 5 and a bit years being dragged through hell?
I'm super, well, yeah. I'm super excited. I mean, the 5 years sticks in my mind like a proper series of like integrated memories, because especially thinking right back to the very beginning of the channel. When did we start this? February of 2020, I think. So we're basically exactly 5 years on. A lot of our audience, obviously, at the moment would have found us through, I don't know, the Resolve series, or before then, I think our Trickster videos are very popular. But if someone was interested, you can go back to the start of the channel. I feel that there's a magic there. I've always felt that way. I think a lot of people have, with sort of the way we used to do things when it was a very exciting, enthusiastic time. And my intention always was to, with nothing in the way at all, was to talk to you guys on camera and engage with you guys like I was in the audience. So it was all real, 100% real. And it's remained real, but we've taken different roads along the way. So thinking back and imagining back, I know I look about 12 years old. I've been maybe 13 or 14 or something, but yeah, it has been a journey. I have been dragged through hell in many different ways. Very happy to share, but then to remain true to the authenticity of what we wanted to do with this channel, which is uncompromisingly real, always, no matter what. And I'm so excited for that. Genuinely excited for that. And it seems After Dark is the vector for that, along with all the other things that you guys have mentioned. So I'm eager to get going.
Yeah, it's great. So that's a bit of a taster, I guess, about what people can look forward to. So we'll be covering some technical issues, interviews, in-depth but casual conversations with your good self, amongst the three of us, of course. And no doubt get some very awkward and unpleasant questions from you in return. But that's what it's all about.
It is. It is.
Or we might even turn up in our dressing gowns, mightn't we?
Smoking jackets, things like that.
Well, you might, yeah.
I don't smoke, but I'll put on the smoking jacket. Why not, indeed? Yes, why not?
I won't say that. I'll skip that actually. Cut that, edit that straight out.
Yeah.
We just need to say goodbye.
Oh no.
Yes. Oh dear. What You Say After You Say Hello by Eric Byrne. Yes. For What You Say After You Say Goodbye, you get on with it. You get on with producing the next video, and that's what we're going to do.
That's what we're going to do. Really, really looking forward to this new journey. It feels new, but it's also completely consistent with everything that we've done before. So it's like a reboot for a new year and a reboot.
Yeah, a parallel reboot, like another dimension. Yeah.
Careful what you say when I'm sort of trapped in this kind of earlier radiation, Sheldrakean radiation storm.
A Stargate to somewhere. Yes. We've got to say goodbye properly, Jet. I know it kills you, but we have to do it, you know.
But Steve, you forget a very important thing, which is when there's a poltergeist that likes you a lot, there's never really a goodbye.
No, there isn't.
Oh, that's
no.
true.
It's superposition into a different form.
It's very attached to us, isn't it? The poltergeist.
It is. My car wouldn't start either this morning. I had to do all sorts of weird things to encourage it to start. That's one of the things I missed out. Quite apart from all the Ethernet plugs all deciding not to work
Every
simultaneously.
Single one. Yeah.
Programs not working. You know, you name it. You know, remote controls just deciding not to work. Even when the batteries were changed and it seemed to work, it just decided it wasn't going to cooperate any further. So yes, that's all you, of course. It's always you, James.
You should tell me, and then I can ask it very, very nicely to cease and calm down.
If you could, it would help. It would help indeed. Yeah.
I'll do my best. I'll do my very, very best. I'll try to not superposition myself in those ways anymore. It's difficult.
Which is what it is, really, isn't it? All poltergeists are superposition phenomenon, really. Different states as a field.
Yeah.
Right. Well, thank you, everyone. We'll see you soon.
Yes.
We look forward to your engagement with the channel. And remember, if you want to ask any questions and get some answers out of us, we're happy to oblige on that. And we'll see you all soon. Thank you. Blessings.
See you soon.
100%. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye, James.